Many of you will be wishing your Jewish friends and neighbors a happy Hanukkah that begins this evening. You may have experienced this, I know I have, that at times Jewish people, particularly those with young children, will say that this holiday season can be difficult for them because there is so much Santa Claus and trees and wreaths and elves and whatnot dancing about, all claiming to be Christmas, that sometimes Jewish children feel a little bit left out. And indeed, Hanukkah, strictly speaking, is a rather low feast on the Jewish calendar, not a very important one, but it has been raised up in our culture as sort of a way for Jewish children not to feel left out at this time. But you know, when Jewish friends say that to me, I often say to them, you're not the only ones who are caught up in this. We Christians also find ourselves sometimes swimming against the tide because the holiday season tries to take Advent away from us. Tries to tell us Christmas is here, let's celebrate Christmas, isn't that wonderful? And losing Advent is a tragedy, because Advent is meant to be a time in which we reflect on what all of our life is, a time of growth, of development, of anticipation, of sometimes taking a few steps forward and then falling back one or two, but always in hope, continuing to grow. Those of you who have given birth know that much more than I could ever know. But even fathers who join with their wives in expecting the birth of a child know what that means in terms of expectation, concern sometimes, preparation. That's what all of life is about, not just childbearing. Those of you who are students know that all too well, the way in which you need to continue to develop, to grow, to study. But throughout life, particularly in our relationships, we always need to grow. Once we decide we don't need to grow anymore, we start heading in the opposite direction. We never stay static. We either are deepening our love, deepening our understanding, deepening our perception, or it begins to fade away, to disappear, and ultimately to die. That's why Advent is so important for us, because it's just a few weeks that allow us to reflect on our need to be prepared, our need to grow, our need never to get stuck in cement, but realize that new opportunities are always opening themselves up for us. Let me suggest 3 different words that apply to this season. The first is wake up, that word that appears in a number of the Advent hymns. Wake up to realize there is a lot of darkness still around us. Wake up to realize that there is still darkness in us. Wake up to realize that some of those threats mentioned in today's gospel, and it's the reason that that gospel is given to us on the first Sunday of Advent, are things that we need to be concerned about. But wake up also to the possibilities for growth. Wake up also to the opportunities that God is giving us to develop in our Christian life. Which leads, I think, then to the second word, which is trust, hope. We know that we don't ultimately have to be afraid of the darkness. Yes, we need to be concerned about it. But we don't ultimately need to be afraid because Christ has already won the victory. The light cannot be extinguished. The powers of darkness did their worst on Calvary, and they were overcome on Easter morning. And they continue to be overcome if only you and I will allow God's grace more and more to deepen within us. Which leads to the third word, I think, that you hear very often in the Advent hymns and prayers: prepare. Prepare to discover the many ways in which Christ is coming to us. Prepare for the joyous, wonderful, beautiful opportunities for growth and understanding and love that he gives us so that we can respond well to them. But prepare also for those moments of challenge, those moments when Jesus comes to us in a very disagreeable person, and we still try to love that person, try to forgive that person, try to sense the presence of Christ even in someone who seems to have no concern about that at all. It is time for us to wake up, time for us to prepare, time for us to hope. So, my suggestion: don't let the society rob us of Advent. Don't let it push us right away into Christmas, because then it's making us think that we don't need to grow, that we don't need to develop. Don't allow ourselves to think, hey, I'm okay, I don't need to grow anymore, because then we start falling back. Instead, so that all our life may be an Advent, let us allow ourselves to use this time of Advent until that day comes, when you and I face our own final awakening into God's presence. And until that day comes when all of us together are reawakened into that fullness of life that is the final ending of Advent, when there will be the complete victory of love, of joy, of life.